As you age, life may look different than you had wanted. Perhaps certain dreams went unfulfilled, or relationships didn't unfold as expected. Discover the power of letting go. The power to free yourself from the emotional burdens of regrets and expectations.
Welcome, everyone. Today we are diving into some really interesting stuff. Finding peace and contentment later in life, even if things haven't turned out quite how we pictured,
It's a journey for sure.
Absolutely. And we've got some amazing insights to come. It's from Susan Williams' blog, Time for Tranquility.
Oh, I love her blog.
Me too. It's so insightful. And her post, Practice the Power of Letting Go and Be Carefree in Your Golden Years, really hits home for a lot of women.
It does, especially when you think about all those unfulfilled expectations, past regrets we carry, all those anxieties about aging.
For sure. Susan really emphasizes how holding on to those past disappointments or those strict expectations we create can create so much stress,
Definitely.
And it stops us from enjoying the now.
Right. It's like this underlying current of what should have been, like we're stuck in this loop of how we think life should have been.
It's so true. And her blog touches on this Buddhist idea of attachment being the root of suffering.
It's a profound concept, isn't it?
It is. We all know that feeling of things not going to plan right.
Oh, absolutely.
That sting of disappointment.
Definitely.
So how do we get past that feeling and reach acceptance? Susan gives some really practical advice for that.
Yeah. She's not just talking about these abstract concepts. It's more about consciously changing our perspective.
I see.
So we can break free from that feeling of what should have been. It's not about giving up. It's more about accepting the present moment exactly as it is and finding joy in that,
So it's about letting go of that tight grip on how we thought life should have been.
Exactly.
That's a really great way to put it.
Thanks.
I love how she uses that analogy of decluttering our minds.
It's such a powerful image, right?
It is, like decluttering our homes to create a sense of calm and clarity. It's the same with our minds.
Totally. When we let go of all those old regrets, anxieties, expectations, it creates space for something new.
New possibilities within ourselves.
Exactly.
It's interesting how this idea of decluttering also ties into that Buddhist concept of impermanence.
Right. That nothing lasts forever. Everything's always changing.
Yeah. It might sound a bit scary at first glance.
It can be, but it's also incredibly liberating when you think about it.
Because if we can truly accept that change is unavoidable, it becomes a lot easier to let go of those expectations.
Right.
And to just go with the flow.
Totally.
So it's not about pretending those expectations didn't exist or that things always went perfectly.
Right.
It's more about acknowledging them, but then choosing not to let them define our present or future.
And Susan emphasizes self-compassion a lot in her blog for that.
Oh, that's so important.
It is. We need to be kind to ourselves, to recognize that we did our best with what we knew at the time.
We were doing the best with the resources we had.
Exactly. Sometimes things are just out of our control.
She even gives a really clear example in her blog. She talks about people blaming themselves for getting fired, even when the company was in trouble.
It's a great example. It really highlights how we carry unnecessary guilt and self-blame,
It's like we need permission to be human to make mistakes.
Right. And to learn and grow from those experiences. We all deserve kindness and understanding.
Especially from ourselves.
Yes. It's a crucial first step towards finding peace and contentment, I think, especially as we get older and face new challenges.
Definitely. It's like we are worthy of love and forgiveness no matter what happened in the past.
Absolutely. And it's important to remember, letting go doesn't mean forgetting the past.
Right.
It's more about reframing how we think about it.
Okay.
Those experiences, all of them, the good and the bad, have made us who we are today.
Yeah.
But they don't define us.
Right.
We can acknowledge them, learn from them, and then move on with a sense of possibility,
A fresh start.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful way to think about it. Our past is a part of our story, but it doesn't have to be the ending, right?
Exactly.
There's so much potential for new chapters full of joy, purpose, you name it.
Right.
And Susan actually gives us some techniques in her blog to help us create those new chapters.
She does. One she talks about is loving kindness meditation.
Oh, yeah. It's also known as metta meditation, right?
That's right.
I've found that to be incredibly powerful.
Me too. It's all about cultivating that feeling of warmth and compassion.
Oh, yeah, for ourselves and then for others.
Exactly. And starting with ourselves can be surprisingly challenging for some people.
It's true. We can be so hard on ourselves.
We are. Much harder than we would ever be on a friend.
Exactly.
but meditation really helps with that.
It's like gently training our minds.
Yes. To be kinder and more understanding to ourselves first.
Okay.
And then we can start extending that loving kindness outwards to others.
You start with loved ones, then neutral people, then maybe even people you find difficult.
Right. It's like slowly expanding that circle of compassion.
I love that. And it can really impact our relationships and overall well-being.
It can. Another practice she mentions is using the power of our breath.
Oh, the breath is such an amazing tool.
It is. And it's always there with us.
We can use it to calm our minds, release tension.
It can really change our energy instantly.
It's amazing.
And Susan suggests just taking those few slow, deep breaths when we feel overwhelmed.
That can make such a difference.
Yeah.
It's like with each inhale, you're breathing in peace and calmness.
And then with each exhale, all that tension, anxiety, it's all released.
It's like a mini meditation.
It is. You can do it anytime, anywhere.
So easy. Speaking of visualizations, Susan has this great one in her blog where you imagine yourself carrying this heavy bag
Oh, yeah.
full of regrets and expectations.
And then you just put it down and walk away.
It's so powerful, right? It's like you're literally letting go of all that baggage.
It is. And it reminds us that we don't have to carry that weight forever.
We have the power to choose.
Right. We can put it down and move on, feeling lighter and freer.
I love that.
Yeah.
And to cultivate that sense of lightness, joy in the present moment, Susan talks a lot about gratitude.
Gratitude is so powerful.
It is. It really helps us shift our focus from what we lack to what we already have.
From what's wrong to what's right.
Exactly. And she recommends writing down 3 things we're grateful for each night.
I love that practice. It doesn't have to be anything big.
No, it can be the smallest things.
Like a cup of tea,
A beautiful sunset.
a kind word from someone.
Those little things.
Yeah.
And by focusing on those good things, even the tiny ones, it helps train our minds to see the abundance around us.
It does. It's like we start rewiring our brains for happiness.
I love that analogy. We can stop searching for what's missing and start appreciating what's already here.
And that can really change everything you know, especially as we get older.
It allows us to really enjoy those simple joys.
Yes. And approach each day with that feeling of peace and contentment.
Susan also emphasizes the practice of mindfulness quite a bit.
Mindfulness is about being present in the moment.
Without judgment, right?
Exactly.
It's about noticing our thoughts, our feelings, the world around us, but not getting swept away by them.
Right. Not dwelling on the past.
Not worrying about the future.
Just being here now.
In this moment.
Yeah.
And that could be so freeing.
It can. We can experience life so much more if we fully appreciate every moment.
And cultivate that inner peace that doesn't depend on anything external.
Right.
When we're mindful, we're not stuck replaying those old hurts, anxieties,
We're not lost in regret.
or worry. We're just here now experiencing this moment.
Exactly.
And in that present moment awareness,
Yeah.
that's where we find the calm and contentment.
And it goes beyond those everyday ups and downs.
It's like tapping into that inner peace.
That's always available to us no matter what's going on around us.
And that's the beauty of these practices that Susan shares.
They're not about a temporary fix.
It's about cultivating a deeper sense of peace, joy, resilience that can carry us through anything
Through those challenges in life so we can really savor our golden years.
with grace, gratitude, fulfillment.
Exactly.
It's amazing how Susan has taken these ancient teachings and made them so practical, you know. Her blog is like this treasure chest of wisdom and techniques
It is.
that can really make a difference.
Yeah. It's about realizing that our golden years aren't just about slowing down.
Right.
It's more about truly blossoming.
Okay.
It's like we have this chance to embrace all the wisdom and experience we've gathered over the years.
And share it with the world.
Exactly. In new and meaningful ways.
I love that perspective.
Thanks.
It's not about accepting decline, but about starting a brand new chapter
Yes.
of growth contribution, you know.
Right. And Susan reminds us aging doesn't have to equal loss.
It can be about so much more.
It can. New passions, deeper connections.
Making a difference, you know.
Exactly. And it's never too late to start living a more fulfilling life.
It's never too late.
Susan's a great example of that.
She is,
She didn't find these practices until later in life.
but she really embraced them.
She did. And she found a peace and contentment she hadn't known before.
It's inspiring, right?
It is.
It shows us that transformation is always possible no matter our age. It's about choosing to see this second half of life, not as going downhill, but as an upward climb.
I love that analogy. It's a journey
of growth, learning, expansion.
Absolutely. And that's what I find so inspiring about Susan's work.
You too.
She's not just giving us feel-good sayings or empty promises.
Right.
She's giving us actual tools and techniques
That we can use.
To cultivate inner peace, let go of the past, and create a more joyful present.
I love how down to earth she is too.
She is.
She's not some guru up on a mountain.
No.
She's a woman who's been there, done that,
Right.
faced her own challenges and come out stronger and wiser.
And she's sharing it all with us.
With such generosity and compassion.
She is, inviting us to join her on this journey.
And that's what makes this deep dive so special, I think.
I agree.
It's not just about learning new information.
It's about feeling inspired.
Empowered to make those positive changes.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Susan's insights on the power of letting go, I want to leave you with a question.
Okay, I like it.
What is one expectation or regret you're ready to let go of today?
That's a good one.
It can be big or small,
Yeah,
something from years ago, or something that's been bugging you lately.
doesn't matter.
And as you think about that, remember all those amazing tools that Susan shared with us?
Oh, yeah.
Self-compassion,
For breath.
gratitude,
Right.
being present.
That's it. And if you're feeling inspired to dig deeper into this, we highly recommend Susan's blog, Time for Tranquility.
It's a great resource.
You'll find tons of information to support you on your journey of letting go and really embracing your golden years to the fullest.
Absolutely.
Remember, it's never too late to cultivate inner peace, to find those little joys, and create a life that truly feels like you. You have the power within you to let go of what's holding you back and embrace the beauty of this very moment. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We hope you feel inspired to create a more peaceful and fulfilling experience in your golden years.
Thanks for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to Time for Tranquility, and click the notification bell for updates. Take care and stay tranquil.